and of course, the CBA for teachers. Thank you. You may reply.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, first of all, let me begin by appreciating the members of Parliament who have interacted with this report, and I've listened carefully to their submissions and their concerns. Let me just respond to a few, Honorable Speaker, with your permission. And I would like to start with the concerns raised by the Honorable Owen Bayer on the Equalization Fund. Honorable Owen Bayer, your concerns are indeed right, and are also similar to the concerns that have also been raised by members of the Budget and Appropriations Committee. Honorable Owen Bayer, we interacted with the CRA, Commission for Revenue Allocation, as part of preparation for this report. And we equally were concerned about the new formula. The new formula for sharing equalization fund, which was developed by the previous commission, has indeed distorted the broader vision of the equalization fund, to the extent that if you go to a place in developed areas of the country, you will find that in one particular village, an allocation has been reserved for one single project. Indeed, equalization fund, for the drafters of the Constitution, they wanted a fund that was going to elevate areas that had been neglected. And it was meant to develop huge projects in infrastructure that was going to make a difference. But now you find that we have a formula where 2 million has been given for a borehole in one particular area, even in developed parts of the country. So, Honorable Speaker, we are going to allocate resources to CRA to quickly revise the formula, and that is a request they gave to us. So, in the estimates, we are going to give them money to revise the formula quickly, so that we can have a formula that responds to the dictates of the Constitution and the people who drafted the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, just for your information, you realize that we were so angry with the formula that members of my committee, we have never been able to pass the appropriations, equalization appropriation for this financial year, because we don't understand the impact of that, of the allocations. So that concern has been noted, and indeed the Commission has told us that they were also working very hard to ensure that we revise it. The other concern that has been raised has to do with the public debt. Honorable Speaker, I want to assure members that the budget that we are passing in this House under the broad-based government are very responsive. We are passing responsive budgets. We are passing budgets that we can actually manage with the resources that we have. Honorable Speaker, if you look at the total revenue collection and you isolate public debt, you realize that we are actually running a balanced budget. Even though there are concerns about debt servicing costs, which continues to rise. For example, this financial year, our estimates for debt servicing was about 990 billion. In this BPS, we are projecting about 1.1 billion as debt servicing, trillion as debt servicing costs, an increase of about 100 billion. This is worrying, Honorable Speaker, but what we must know is that we are not servicing debts of today. We are servicing debts that were procured with the previous regimes. And it is our work as government of today to ensure that we service those debts. I want to assure you that we are putting in place strategies that are going to help us in ensuring that debt does not become a burden. For example, Honorable Speaker, I've told you, in the revenue regeneration front, which again I wanted to comment, because I think what we want to do with our tax reforms at KRA have not been understood properly. The 20 billion which we are allocating to KRA is not to be used to harass taxpayers across the country. First of all, we want to digitize the KRA systems. The fact that in the modern day era, we still have to interface, people have to interface, KRA staff have to interface in revenue collection is something that we want to stop. Because we want to have systems in place where we want to bring, first of all, we want to bring broadened tax base. There are so many people here who are not paying taxes. Once we have a system in place that we can now use to broaden tax base, you will not need to go to anybody. If you are going to buy something, for example, there's one of the strategies that is here that I would like to share, has to do with tax expenditures. Honorable Speaker, tax expenditures cost us about 400 billion every year. These are waivers, zero-rated VAT. Zero-rated VAT, the way it works here, does not support us. Because you find that the manufacturers are the ones that benefit from zero rating. They claim VAT tax. But we want a system where, Honorable Speaker, that you can benefit from that zero rating directly from when you go to purchase a zero-rated item. For example, when you are buying from duty-free shops, you get the benefit there and there. We want people to get the benefit there and there as opposed to companies claiming VAT refunds from us. That is eating about 400 billion. If we can save that money, the debt servicing cost will not be a problem. So therefore, Honorable Speaker, we honestly believe that the reforms that we are trying to recommend for KRA, which involve fully digitizing systems of KRA, is going to help us. We must work hard. We must work together as Kenyans to be able to achieve all these gains. Honorable Speaker, lastly, I would like to say that we are going to do our best to ensure that we maintain the fiscal deficit from where we have what was approved by medium-term debt strategy paper, which has already been passed here. It's never our intention to normally go above what has been passed here, but we are going to do our best, because that was a concern which was raised by the leader of majority. We are going to do our best, and we are going to ensure that we continue to run a responsive budget that meets the expectations of Kenyans. Honorable Speaker, with those many remarks, I wish to reply.
Honourable members, we shall defer putting of the question to the next sitting. Honourable members, and the time now being 8:47 p.m. Honourable members, this House stands adjourned until Tuesday, 10th March 2026 at 2:30 p.m.